And welcome to the Quiet Bookworm Plays with Yarn podcast. I'm Hannah, and I'm a Jersey girl studying at the University of Liverpool. Welcome back to everybody who is a returning viewer, and hello to any new viewers. I tend to forget to say that I've got links in the down box, so I'm going to say that now. I've got links to my Ravelry page, the Ravelry group for this podcast, and also to my Instagram where I post most of my knit works when I remember to. As well as I try to remember to put anything that I talk about in the down box there as well. So that's YouTube spiel. I'm gonna stop apologizing for not posting some weeks. It tends to be that my weeks will be really busy and I have a free weekend, or the other way around, where my week is not very busy and I have a very busy weekend. I try to film when I can. I try to film on Sundays when I can. If I can't do it, then that's life. Last weekend I was at Isle of Wight, and I will talk about that in the talk story section. So I think we will start with this one. So living in my Skein Queen tote bag is my Ramona cardigan. And that is very far along. I have a sleeve. Look at that! It's a sleeve! And I've been procrastinating. I haven't wanted to pick up the next sleeve, which really, it took me barely a day to do the sleeve, so I should just do that and get it done. But so far, it is fitting very well. And it is made out of Barocco Maya yarn, which is, I think, 85 cotton, 15 alpaca. So it's very drapey, very loose. It's a great summer nights cardigan, or, since I am in Liverpool, just a summer cardigan, because it was very warm earlier, but the clouds have returned, and yeah. Also, apologize for the horrible glare on my glasses. I have a window right across from me, which is where I get most of my light from, but I have new glasses, and they don't have any anti-glare on them, so yes, apologies for that. But yeah, it's coming along. Despite me losing one of these gray skeins of yarn, I think I should be good, because I have this much left and all I have to do is the sleeve. So I think I will be absolutely fine. And then the rest, the button band and the neckband, are going to be in the purple color like that. And I really love this, I don't know if it's a broken rib, but it's a slightly different rib than a 1x1 rib. I'm not sure what it's called, but I really like it. It gives this just enough detail to be interesting, but not enough to be overwhelming, so it can be a very everyday cardigan that I can throw on. So I am really enjoying this. If I pick up that sleeve, I should be able to finish it very quickly. I just haven't wanted to do that. Procrastination at its best. I am using my Knitter's Pride US 9, which I don't know what that is in millimeters. I don't know. US 9 Knitter's Pride interchangeables. I am using the longest cable that I have, mostly because all my other cables are taken up. And I had bought like a really short cable, but my needles are too long to work with that cable. So I need to get a set of short interchangeables so that I can use that for sleeves and whatnot. But that is that project. It's going along very well. I'm very happy with it. Can't wait for it to be done. Now, the project that I've been procrastinating with on picking up that other sleeve is my winter sole. This has seen a bit of neglect just because it's been so hot, and it is a full rustic wool sweater. And I have gotten, I think, about 5 inches on it. So I was here maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and I am now here. So I have two more sets of increases to do, and then I have to see if the length is right here from the underarm to the end, and then I'll be able to start the color work band for the bottom. But it's coming along wonderfully, and I did try it on I'm not going to try it on now because I need help trying it on. But I did try it on, and I'm still getting budging here, but I hope that blocking will help it. Everywhere else it fits very nicely. It's just here where it like scrunches up because of the neckband. But it is my first colorwork pullover, so that might just be what it is. And I really hope that it's okay because this is all that I have left. So I had to wait for it to charge. I think I was talking about the winter sole and the fact that this is the last ball of this color that I have. And so I hope I have enough. I think I do. I just need to get through 2 more increase rounds, and then I can measure and figure out if it will continue. Sorry, I'm a little thrown off now because of that. This lives in my British Museum tote bag because, as I say every week, I have no sweater sized project bags. So I use tote bags for my very, very big projects. Also, I am using stitch marker from the lovely Hannah of Corner of Crafts. Oh my gosh. See, the thing is, I have to sit so far away. Let's see. There we go. Don't focus on me. There we go. Isn't it adorable? It's a dragon. Okay. See, I have to sit far away so that I have the headspace right. But when I want to do close-ups, I gotta move forward. Learning a new camera. It's all part of the process. Guess next what I will talk about is my spinning. So I've got a little bit more done. Not a whole lot, but a little bit more. It's coming along. And this fiber is, if I can find a piece of paper, it's a mix of silk and other stuff. And it is from, a friend gave it to me, so I don't actually know where it's from. Art Felt Designs by Nanny Lynn. And it's this lovely, like, let's take it out of the bag. Lovely purple and white fluff. It's so pretty. So pretty. But I'm getting that, slowly getting that done, so that I can move on to the next one, which I'm excited about. So I'm using, this is the Dizzy Sheep Spinner. That's what I don't know if you can classify this as a spindle, but I'm gonna say it's a form of spindle because it's not a wheel, but it's not like a true spindle. You've gotta do that. And it works really, really well. I'm quite happy with it. So there's that. What else am I working? This is a bit out of order. I'm sorry. So I went down to the Isle of Wight and I had about 6 hours of travel time. So I brought my socks, and I really didn't get that much done for 6 hours of travel time, but I have that much more done. Let's see. I want to focus. There we go. So these are my honeycomb socks on, I'm doing them in Wool and Vine yarns in the Edinburgh colorway on the footsie base, which is a BFL nylon. And I'm using Carbon's 2.25 millimeters. I'm still trying to figure out that the like sock golden ratio. Apparently there is a golden ratio of how many stitches per inches, but I'm not really sure what that is, and so I'm just kind of figuring it out. So one day I will, but and that lives in my Edinburgh project bag, which really, really needs to go in the wash. Got all dirty when I was in Edinburgh, so, or not Edinburgh, Isle of Wight, other way, other side of the country. But yeah, and the stitch marker is from Beehive Yarns. And last but not least, I have been working on my Cozy Memories blanket. Let's see if I can get this tied up again. So I've been working on my Cozy Memories blanket. I had bought a couple of, not a couple, but quite a few mini skeins at Edinburgh, and a while ago when I was kind of going through them, figuring out what order I wanted to do them in, I decided some of them were I was going to keep the ones that were more solid, and use them for heels, toes, and cuffs, and whatever was left over from that I'd put in here. So I am done. So except for those, I am done with all my Edinburgh minis, which kind of makes me sad, but this is where I am. I am now onto the third row here, and it's starting to look more like a blanket. That's what I've got so far. So I think when I left off, I was here. And so I've put this square in, which is Martin's Lab. I think it's Petrichor. This one is Mothy and the Squid. Can't remember the name of it. This one's another Martin's Lab. This was Morning Coffee, I think. Something to do with coffee. Another Mothy and the Squid. I think this was one of the moth ones, but I can't remember. And then this is Hot Butter Yarns. I got this one at Leeds. This one's another Mothy and the Squid. And this was another Martin's Lab. And so now I have moved on to the mini skeins that Hannah sent me when we did a little swap. So I don't know where I put the bands that she made, but these are going to be the next. They're going to go in like this order, so those are going to be the next ones. And then the one after is kind of leading me into my additions to the hoard section. This lovely skein of Alpaca. So when I went to Isle of Wight, I made sure I had looked up a couple of yarn stores, because that's one thing that I really like to do, is go and get yarn from wherever I'm visiting to be able to put something into this blanket. Even if I can't afford like a full skein of yarn, I try to get a mini at least, so I can put it in a blanket. Like that's what I did with these three. These three are from La Bien-Aimée. And so this one is from, it's West Wight Alpacas and Llamas, and it is their own alpaca wool, I guess. So the fiber itself is from their own alpacas, and it's a 50-gram skein. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to put a square in, and then I'm going to, I think, make mitts, like lacy mitts out of it. But it's very soft, very drapey. Let's see. It's a 4-ply. Doesn't want to focus on it. And I'm very excited about that. So, it's so soft. I love it. But yeah. And that lives in just a Christmas tin that I bought at Clausel's around Christmas time. It's starting to not fit anymore though. It's starting to get a bit too big, which is slightly problematic. But that's okay. I will make do. I will make do. And then some other things that I've added is not knitty stuff per se, but it is stuff that I'm using to hold my knitting in. So I've been eyeing these 2 sets of bags from Primark for a while now, but they were like 10 pounds. I was like, oh, I can't really justify that. And I went in actually looking for crop tops like this, and was like just having a little nose, and realized that both sets were on offer for £5 each. I was like, I can't pass that up. I've been waiting a couple months for them to go on offer, at least one of them to go on offer, and both of them were, so I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And they're just the clear makeup bags that come with a smaller one and a coin purse. So I got the Belle one because I love Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorites. So it was these 3. And I'm using them, like this one I'm using to hold all my bits and pieces of knit stuff that I don't, it's all the Notion stuff that I leave home that I don't bring with me. So it's like, this is my cross stitch hook case. All my hooks live in here, and because I don't cross stitch that often, it stays here. Buttons, my blocking pins, my gauge, so just things like that that I don't need all the time. Like I would need my scissors or my tape measure or my stitch markers, brain. So all of those just kind of were floating around. I've got like a big tote bag that I keep all of my stash in, and they were just floating around and I couldn't find them. And originally they were in the Skein Queen bag, but I needed that for another project, and they weren't contained. So now they are. They live in this gorgeous bag, and it's got the rose on it. I love it. It's also sparkly. And it's not too pink. Like, it is sort of pink. Like, this one's quite pink. But it's not pink enough for me to be like, ooh, I don't like pink. And then I got the Gryffindor one. This one is just holding the extra bags because I've not got any projects to put them in just yet. Just at the moment, so they're just waiting until I do. So yeah, that that's it for knitting. I've gotten lots done, but also haven't. I did more this week than I did the week before. So the week before, when I went to Isle of Wight, I was really busy back in the lab and trying to get everything ready so that when I went to the Isle of Wight, I wasn't like thinking about other stuff that that I should have been doing or something like that. So I was really didn't knit at all. So that's kind of also why I skipped last week. I knew that I think the only thing I had done last week was maybe put one row into that sleeve. And so I had nothing to show. So, yeah, so talk story. I went to Isle of Wight to visit a friend. We did a 16-mile walk on Saturday, which was amazing. We did the Tennyson Trail, so we went up to the Tennyson Monument, and we then went to the Needles, and then went for a swim at Alum Bay, and then came back. And there's a really good restaurant there called the Cow Company, or Cow Co, and it's amazing. Like, I actually didn't get any cow. I got fish. It was a lemon sole, and it was so good. It was heavenly. And then on the Sunday we did kayaking and coast steering, which is huge for me. For somebody who lives on quite a few islands and I do love the ocean, but I'm absolutely terrified of it. I don't like going too far in, and takes me a while to even get in a few, like up to my knees, really. So going out on a kayak and like going into caves and jumping off of rocks into the ocean was really scary for me, and I'm really glad I did it. I did have a lot of fun despite being scared of some of the stuff and refusing to go into some of the caves, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'd love to go and do that again, but I don't know if I'll be able to make it down there again for a while. So yeah, it was a really fantastic weekend. The train ride down there is a pain in the butt. There is no good way to get to the Isle of Wight from Liverpool, unfortunately. It's either a 5-hour drive, a 5-6 hour train ride and ferry ride, or even though the flight is only an hour, like, you'd still have to get to the airport early, and the flights that they have are only from like Manchester Airport, so you'd still have to take an hour train ride to get to the airport, and you have to get there early, so it'd still end up being about 5 hours of travel anyways. It's one of those out of the way places that you just have to deal with, but it was definitely worth the train ride down there and the train ride back. I really enjoyed it, and the Isle of Wight is absolutely gorgeous. I really needed it too. Like, I needed to get out of the city and to be in like country, essentially. My friend kept calling it bandit country, so yeah, I needed to be out in nature, and like I got stung by so many nettles though. Like, that was not too much fun, but I got used to it after a while. So yeah, it was a really good weekend. And then this week I've just worked and lazed about, really, and knitted and worked on some of my dissertation, applied to a couple of jobs, and I don't want to think about my dissertation. I realized I thought I just had to do pollen analysis, but apparently I was supposed to be counting microcharcoal as well as pollen, and so I have to go back to the lab. I thought I was done with the lab, but I wasn't. I have to go back and count charcoal now, and yeah, I'm not too happy about that, but it is what it is. It happens. I just hope that I can get it done and get the writing done on time, because I wanted to be using this time to be analyzing, not be doing the actual, not the actual research part, but like the you know, all the counting and the lab work. So the stuff that you need to do in order to get the data to analyze and research. So, that just, ugh. Oh well, anyways, it'll get done. I'm really nervous about the whole 13,000 words. I'm not the best writer. I'm not the best, I'm not very good at getting the word count. I'm too succinct and too to the point when I write, and so it makes it difficult. So, but it'll happen. I'll get it done. I'll get my master's degree and I'll move on with my life. So I think that's all that I have to talk about. So I'm gonna say goodbye after I do the YouTube spiel of, if you really liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe. And if you really like my videos and you're not catching them when they go up, hit the notification button so that you get a notification when I post. Yay! I don't know how else to make that. I sound like every other YouTuber, but that's just how it is, I guess. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and happy knitting.